The British are coming. The British are coming. How about this story? Not to overwhelm anybody, but again, we're at the phase now where you're not going to solve these problems overnight. These problems are going to be solved in time and only solved when you stand up. Judges should interpret the Constitution according to other nations' legal norms. Sharia law could apply to disputes in U.S. courts. The United States constitutes an axis of disobedience along with North Korea and Saddam Hussein. These are the views of a man who is on track to become one of the U.S. government's top attorneys. Harold Koh is his name. He was the dean of Yale Law School. What a surprise. President Obama has nominated Koh to the State Department's legal advisor. Imagine the State Department under Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama have this guy as their lead attorney. He would forge a wide range of international agreements on trade issues to arms control. He would also represent our country legally in places like the United Nations. He is a fan of transnational legal process, arguing that distinctions between the U.S. and international laws should vanish. How does this work in real life? California, Proposition 8. People decided, went to the courts. Courts say, fine. People say, fine, we want it this way. He believes that the courts and the people have no right to say that because of international law. In Canada and the European Human Rights Commission and the United Nations, they all say gay marriage should be legal. And because the United Nations says that, it doesn't matter what the people of California want. He even believes that judges should use this logic to strike down the death penalty. The primacy of international legal norms applies even to treaties that we reject. So in other words, the Kyoto Protocol, if this guy gets his way, we have to honor it anyway, because international law is above ours. By the way, Stu, are the flowers blooming in your flower bed yet?
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful.
They're
The grass is starting to come up. It's just so fantastic. Spring is almost here. The British are coming! He also claimed in 2007, in an appropriate case, he didn't see any reason why Sharia law would not be applied to govern a case in the United States. Sharia law over our Constitution. He has said that the war on terror is obsessive. We are obsessing over the war on terror. He says that we are an axis of disobedience. He says that George Bush has an advocacy of unfettered presidential power that is compared only to President Richard Nixon's. By the way, that was the first George Bush, not the last Bush. He also praised the Nicaraguan Sandinistas to use in 1980 the use of the International Court of Justice to get Congress to stop funding the Contras. He is a self-described activist. Self-described. He said, I would rather have former Supreme Court Justice Harry Blackmun, who used the wrong reasoning in Roe versus Wade to get the right results, and then let other people figure out why it's right. The state job also is a launching pad. If he gets the Department of State job, it is believed that he is going to be the nominee for the Supreme Court. This man, along with, look who Obama has placed. When it comes to anything on the environment, anything on the economy, anything with the State Department and international law, they're all socialist, Marxist internationalists, or a combination of all of them. This is a radical agenda. This is the look at this hand, look at this hand, look at this hand, while the other hand is putting these people in. All you have to do is sign a few treaties. You cannot get out of those treaties. Once we sign our rights over to international law, the Constitution is officially dead. When you say things like, we are not going to put the Constitution behind international law, you say that in the international court, if you say that on the floor of the United Nations, you are a freak show. Let me tell you something. When you can't win with the people, you bump it up to the courts. When you can't win with the courts, you bump it up to the international level. Everything that is happening at the international level. The things that really, truly matter happen on the international level. We've got to make sure we're paying attention to the right game here. And again, there's so much going on that it's hard to pay attention. But we've got to do it instead of focusing